was announced on Tuesday.
This is probably... I said this
And
before.
we know two things about the game.
That it's in Kalos. Or that it's
more
in
specifically
Lumio City.
in Lumio City.
And?
That Megas are coming back.
Oh, yeah. We know a couple more things. We know that, like, all the, like... What, there's, like, 30 Pokemon already confirmed from that trailer? Because of, like, the ones that they showed. Obviously, like, the whole Kalos Dex is going to be in it.
We can assume. I mean, was the entire Sinnoh Dex in
Yeah,
Legends Arceus?
even Rotom.
Oh,
which
sure.
is strange in ancient times.
Yeah, which they don't actually explain
No.
at any point in time. Like, Rotom's just in the game.
Yeah.
Like a wild spawn.
I wish the Alakazams had, like, ladles instead of spoons.
Like wooden spoons.
Yeah. This is probably the happiest I've seen anybody for this game, or, like, this series in a while, because this series has been getting, like, hardcore flack for the past, what, like 5 years?
Since Sword and Shield.
Yeah, definitely. Which, like, it's deserved.
Yeah, I feel like once they switched over to the Switch, they had only good tools to use to create only the best of quality games. And we just haven't gotten it. I feel like the quality of the games from the DS were just like a little better. I mean, the bugs were still there. Like, the games weren't maybe as visually stunning.
Isn't it insane that in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, the void glitch is still in the game?
Aren't, like, most of the glitches still in the game?
A lot of them were, and then a lot of them were new because of how the, like, tile system... You could skip the ice gym. You could skip the ice gym puzzle because of how the walking grid in that game works.
Oh, I think I saw that. You can, like, skip...
You just, like, walk up some stairs.
Yeah.
I think Legends, whatever, ZA, Zaza, is the perfect announcement right now because it brings the idea, or it brings back the idea of, like, a forgotten game that everybody wanted, which is Z, because, like, everybody agrees.
Such a meme.
Yeah, and everybody agrees, because it's pretty obvious that Kalos is, like, the most underdeveloped region. It got, like, 2 pairs of games. Or, like, a pair of games.
Even Sun and Moon got sequels immediately. Did
The
those
year
games
after.
Did those games need sequels?
It's not even a sequel. It's like a slight rewrite. Black
it's
and
just
White
like an
2 are
alternative.
sequels.
That's true. Those also, I feel like they should have waited for Black and White 2. I feel like having the games come out so close together, I feel like that oversaturated people with the Unova region. For me personally, growing up,
It sold way worse.
I was over it. Like, after the first game, I was like, oh, great, we get to go back. But, like, if they waited to do a sequel to Unova, like after Kalos, maybe, like, in between Gen 6 and Gen 7, or in between Gen 7 and Gen 8, just something like, I don't know, Black and White 2.
It's interesting, too, because the game has an in-game time skip, which is 2 years.
Which one? Black and White 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 2 years after the first game.
Yes.
But it would be interesting. So, like, they should have waited, like, a year in real life, and then it would have lined up with the game.
Yeah.
That would have been sick.
That would have been cool, too. And then I just feel like that way when we went back to the Unova region, it would have been a little more exciting. And also, by that point, if we waited until after Gen 7, then we would have been introduced to regional forms, and then the Gen 5 remakes would have had Unovian form of things.
I don't even know if that's true at this point, if we're going to get, like... I mean...
You can't guarantee it.
I mean, yes, but...
But we did get Paldea and Wooper. We've gotten... Literally every game has given us...
But I'm saying, like, new regional variants for regions that, like, we're going back to. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, when it comes to, like, the Sinnoh...
But this isn't... Oh, I guess it is still technically Kalos.
Yeah.
But people are suspecting a time shift between the times between pre-development and post-development.
Which is, like, what the Z and the A stand for.
Sure.
It's going to be, like, pre and then post.
Yeah. I saw this one tweet for the game where they were pointing out that like it was basically like guys were dumb because like Pokemon tweeted the like Zekrom and Reshiram zooming towards each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's obviously Unova, yay!" And then they were like, "No, just kidding, Pokemon Z." But then there I saw this one tweet that was like, "No, in the gardens or in the castle or whatever in Kalos, they have the statues of Zekrom and Reshiram
Yes.
facing each other, and then in the same building, they have these two pictures. One of them says like a picture from the past and a picture from the future."
Okay, Prism Tower is obviously based on Paris.
Yes.
And the Eiffel Tower.
Right.
What if because you mentioned this to me, like, where are we going to catch Pokemon if the entire game takes place in a city?
Yeah.
Because there's not going to be like any wild areas.
Yeah.
What if you catch Pokemon in the French catacombs below the city?
Oh my gosh, that's dark. That's so dark. Could you imagine?
But like obviously
Only
it wouldn't
ghost
be the
types.
actual catacombs in the game, but it would be like a tunnel system that extends below the city.
You know, as I'm like thinking about this, and there's a Pokemon that I want to get a Mega in this game, and as I'm thinking about the setting, I'm like, we're probably not gonna see this Pokemon.
Who?
Magcargo. I want Magcargo to be good. And I feel like a Mega Magcargo.
That's crazy. I almost picked Magcargo for my list.
Magcargo, if you gave Mega Magcargo and he boosted his defenses, his special defense, and then you gave him Drought for his ability, you'd be so good because then his water weakness would only go down to ×2 rather than ×4. And then he has access to Flamethrower and stuff. He can boost his special attack in the Mega too. Really good. He has access to the Shell Smash. It's a Mega with Shell Smash. It's a Blastoise.
On the topic of Gen 2 Megas, I want Octillery to get a Mega.
I thought about Octillery.
Where, number one, he becomes Water Steel, so the only Water Steel type is an Empoleon.
There's another one, isn't there?
I couldn't think of any.
Is there really only Empoleon as Water Steel?
Pretty sure Empoleon's the only Water Steel. Even if it's a Mega, that'd be cool. But also, I want his Mega form to look like his beta design, where he looks more like a tank.
Oh yeah,
That's
where
what I
he literally
want.
looks like yeah. Man, I really think that's really the only Water Steel. That's crazy.
Throw another Mega that you wrote down.
Mega Luxray.
What? Why?
Because Luxray's ass.
Yeah, that's true.
So I want Luxray to be good, and I want him to be Dark Electric with Dark Aura, which is Yveltal's ability. I think that would just make his... Because he gets Night Slash, he gets access to Night Slash and Crunch, which is like the only dark coverage he gets.
Approach to this is very different. I'm like, this would be cute, and you're like, this is gonna sweep.
I think Luxray, because Luxray's so cool. It's such a shame that Luxray's a bad Pokemon.
This is a good competitive reason for why Luxray should get a Mega. Now I'm gonna read one of mine.
Okay.
I think Palossand should get a Mega, and he's gonna look like the Chateau de Chambord, and he's gonna look like a big mansion.
Palossand.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be cool.
Yeah.
A big mansion.
No, but like the mansion that the like Parfum Palace where the Reshiram and Zekrom statues are. What if he looks like that? That's his Mega.
I feel like if that's the case, it should have been a Gigantamax.
We're past that.
Yeah,
It's in the
true,
past.
true.
Your turn.
Okay. I want Mega Caracosta. And I don't know what I would make his ability.
Aerodactyl did get a Mega. I was like, have fossils gone?
Yeah, I was thinking that same thing. I was thinking like Drizzle or Rain Dish, because he's already in like a rain team. Give him Body Press. He doesn't have access to Body Press, which is crazy because he has really high defenses.
Also, Palossand would become Ghost Rock, because we somehow don't have that yet.
We don't have Ghost... What's Reuniclus?
Runerigus.
Yeah.
Ground.
Oh.
I want Carnivine to turn first of all, this is another Pokemon. This is a Pokemon that I actually want to be good because I love Carnivine so much.
Yeah, let me look at Carnivine's stats. Let's make Carnivine good real quick.
His Mega would be Grass Fire, and he's gonna look like a Drosera Flytrap. And if you don't know,
Yeah,
what that is,
please look that up for me, pretty please, while I find the stats of our lovely plant. Oh wow, he's not good, but he's not like terrible.
they have like these like red teeth.
Oh,
You'd look like that, and he'd become Grass Fire.
Grass Fire. So he's clearly a physical mon.
And his like
So-
only good physical move is Vine Whip.
Is that true? No, he's Seed Bomb, and Power Whip.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of.
So give him access to Leaf Blade, and what's a good physical fire move? Fire Fang. I feel like he should get the Fire Fang anyways. Look at those big old chompers. But he has access to Sunny Day. That's kind of crazy. Does he get Chlorophyll as his ability? Give this dude Drought.
Oh my god.
Oh, he has Levitate. His only ability is Levitate.
Oh, thank god. Not getting hit by ground types.
Dude, Carnivine's ass. It's so unfortunate. Yeah, I would say boost his defenses because they're lacking, and he's really slow, so like he's not taking any hits. He has base 100 attack, but he has base 46 speed, so everything's outspeeding him and killing him because both of his defenses are 72.
Drop his speed, make him like look more like rooted in the ground.
You'd
and
have to
then he
make him
becomes
real
a
bulky.
Trick room monster.
You could increase his physical attack and increase his defenses to maybe like base 90 each or something.
And also
Base
he has
100?
grassy terrain.
Yeah, give him grassy terrain.
Because it's a mega.
Yeah, you could give him
It's got to
grassy
be like
terrain.
a pretty good ability.
Grassy terrain's good. Give him terrain extender or the grassy seeds. Ooh, grassy seed boosts his attack, I think. That's kind of crazy. Okay. Yeah, you'd have to give him better moves though. For sure. You can't be sweeping teams with Vine Whip.
He's just one that I want buffed. They need to fix that moveset.
If not a
those
Mega,
stats
can we
and those
give him an
abilities.
evolution or at least like a regional variant? Just like some
Yeah.
way boost Carnivine.
I honestly still like regional variants more than megas.
I like the combination of I'd like Megas. I'm sorry. I think what's so sad is people like I'm sure a lot of people in the competitive scene are like not excited about Megas coming back.
Don't care.
I
Tune him out.
don't care.
I can't hear
I
you.
don't
My
care.
Ampharos has hair.
It's so cool. I want it.
Yeah, I can't hear you. My fucking Slowbro went into the shell.
So what
That was my
do you
favorite
have
Mega.
any Gen 6 mons that you want Megas?
No, I avoided that gen because I don't think there's gonna be any.
You don't think they're going to pick one Gen 6 mon to give a Mega?
I don't know unless like Aegislash gets like a big ass shield.
I
or
really
some
think
shit.
because this is redevelopment of. I think this is gonna be the future. So this is new.
If I bet Yveltal and Xerneas get megas.
I'm gonna vote that they just get alternate forms rather than megas. Because I think they're gonna want their legendary forms to carry over games rather than because like Mega Rayquaza doesn't carry over games, but like
that's true.
Origin Palkia and Origin Dialga do. So I think they're just gonna give like 100% Xerneas, 100% Yveltal, that stupid cell shit, and then
It's not stupid. It's cool.
okay. But did you see the tweet that was like, "Oh, this game's gonna be garbage" because it had the like, you know, those little dots that are the little lights that you had to find in Arceus.
Yeah.
It was like those, but with the Zygarde cells. I was like, good luck finding 100 of those in
It's
Lumio City.
fine.
In Lumio City.
Oh, that actually might not be fine. Gonna be running in circles, checking the same tree 3 times.
What I'm hoping for in this game, like if we don't get wild areas, which like that would be so stupid if we didn't get wild areas, but like if we end up having to encounter the Pokemon on the streets, like I want there to be cool back alleys, like where you find like Trubbish and stuff.
Team
chilling.
Flair grunts.
Yeah, exactly. Some back alley grunts with their Poochianas.
Team player grunts like beating up a trainer.
So who do you think the starters are going to be?
Ooh, you could honestly,
I really think Infernape might be one of them.
you could make an elimination game to do this.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, we gotta type them all out.
Gen 1, Gen 2. Gen 1 to, what is it, 9?
I think there's 27. Oh, okay, I'll be here a second.
27 gens.
Starters, charm. God damn, there's a lot of starters.
Is there a possibility that it's just going to be the Gen 6 starters?
Yes.
And that
I honestly didn't even consider that, but yes, 100%.
with Megas.
But I am a fan of the Legends take of like just mixing them. It's like, what are you gonna get? Which one are you gonna get?
Yeah, I like that too, which is kind of what I'd rather play with rather than just be like, we're getting Greninja, Delphox, and Chestnut. And what is it? Florgato?
Sprigatito. Okay, I finished typing them all out. Oh my god.
You just spilled water all over the floor.
Son of a bitch. This is a disaster. I have all the starters written down. We're going to try to eliminate them. There's 27. We're going to get down to 3 for Legends ZA. But I think you could cross off quite a few of them. Okay, the question is the final form going to get a Mega or a regional variant?
I'm going to assume Mega.
Yeah. Okay, cool. If that's the case, then the Gen 1 starters are out and the Gen 3 starters are out.
I agree.
Okay. And then are we also deleting the Legends picks?
Yeah, I don't think the Legends Mons are coming back.
Yeah.
And I want to guess that we're not going to get, like, because Typhlosion was in that game, I feel like we're not going to get Gen 2 starters. I feel like it's going to be new.
Like they're going to have to pick different gens?
I think so. That's what I'm thinking. So I would say no Gen 2, no Gen 5, and no Gen 7.
Okay. I don't think it's going to be any of the Gen 9 starters either, because we just got them.
I don't think so either. What does that leave us with Gen 6?
We have
Gen 6, Gen
1,
4.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 candidates. Chimchar, Piplup, Turtwig, Snivy, Tepig, Froakie, Fennekin, Chespin. Okay, so it's Gen 4, 5, 6, and 8.
I don't know if we'll get a 5 because we just had Samurai.
Okay, so I'll cross off.
Unless you
5.
think that they'll be open-minded to the other.
I don't know. We'll see what we can come up with here. Okay. Chimchar, Piplup, Turtwig, Froakie, Fennekin, Chespin, Scorbunny, Grookey, Sobble. That's what we have.
So I think... Oh, so one from each. Easy.
Yeah.
I'm thinking either Infernape or Empoleon. As much as I love Torterra, I don't think Pokemon Company likes Torterra enough to highlight it. They could do Mega Infernape, but then people are going to be like, firefighting me. So I think probably Empoleon would be the safest, but knowing them, they'll probably go Infernape.
Okay, so the fire pick is Chimchar.
That's what I'm thinking.
I honestly thought the fire pick was going to be Tepig. I did not.
It was going to be a firefighting, though. I don't think it was ever going to be Incineroar.
But oh my god, it would be so funny if it was Incineroar.
I know.
I want it to be just for that, just for a Mega. It'd probably be worse if it got a Mega.
Probably.
Like Garchomp. Like, it's already
yeah.
too good.
Yeah. Why did... Poor Garchomp. The design for Mega Garchomp isn't even, like...
That interesting.
No. Who do you have for a grass starter?
I think Grookey.
Mega Rillaboom. He did get a Gigantamax.
I don't think that...
That affects it.
I don't think that matters.
Mega Rillaboom. Rillaboom makes me uncomfortable.
Does anybody, like... I feel like you can remember, like, most, if not all, the Megas in your head. Does anybody, like clearly remember, like, Gigantamax forms? Because to me, it's all a blur. I just see the color red.
You know why it's not as memorable? because you only get to see the form for 3 turns, and it's weirdly zoomed out at a weird up from down up angle, so you don't get a good look at the model. The only ones I can see in my head are like Dreadnought, because I like Dreadnought, Pikachu, because how do you forget Gigantamax Pikachu, Eevee, and the starters. Like I can see the starters Gigantamaxes in my head, including like Charizard, Blastoise. Actually, what does Gigantamax Blastoise look like?
He's got the shell thing.
Shell thing.
Shell thing, not Sheldon.
I said shell thing.
I heard Sheldon.
Oh, he does have. Oh my gosh, he's like a whole artillery. I mean, sure. Mega Blastoise looks cooler. I like Gigantamax Venusaur.
I just think Mega's... I'm not a fan of just like, uh-oh, big thing. It's huge.
Nobody likes Gigantamax. The competitive scene, it's like banned. In most like... In like YouTube, their own little YouTuber tourneys that they do, they usually ban Gigantamax out of those.
Have you played competitive since Terra types were introduced?
It's a nightmare.
I honestly really like it.
Dude, it's a nightmare. It's rough. The reason I like Megas better is because like I can see a Pokemon and be like, it has the potential to be a Mega, and I know what that Mega Pokemon is, but like every Pokemon could be any type, and any Pokemon could have Terra Blast.
I do think it should be like a Pokemon has a specific Terra type, like hidden power. Like that.
But even then, you can make any Pokemon have any hidden power you want with the right breeding and whatever. So like at the end of the day, you can ultimately make whatever build you want on a Pokemon. But like, that's why I think Terra types are hidden power. Doesn't even have close to the same like impact, because when hidden power is like base 60 and it only hits special, but Terra Blast uses the highest attack stat, so special or physical, and it gets the terrestrialized boost from it. It's just crazy.
It's like always stab.
It's always stab. You always have coverage. You can have coverage for any type. And like I was thinking about it earlier, like you can have someone like Probopass, which is such a random Pokemon to think about, but I was thinking about Probopass, who has a 4 times weakness to ground and fighting. You make him Terra Ghost, that gets immunity to fighting, and it gets rid of his 4 times weakness to ground. Like that's crazy, and he still keeps the stab of rock and steel. Like he doesn't lose those stabs. Broken. Terrifying.
But I don't think it's as broken as
Parental Bond Kangaskhan.
that or Z moves or Dynamax. In fact, I think Terra types is the most tame.
Yeah, I would say it's the most tame. Gigantamax was absolutely not the tamest. That one was the most chaotic, I would say, because you would have, in most cases you would set up Gigantamax and kill 3 Pokemon, and then your team is the other Pokemon is like, that's not fun.
Z moves, even if they were good and like cool the first time, oh my god, watching those got so awful.
The long dances and stuff.
Oh my god.
They're fun for like the in game, just like playing through the story.
I have not clicked Z power once playing through Sun.
Really?
No. And like all the kahunas do it. I'm like, bitches, knock it off. I want to watch this cutscene move.
Dude, if that game had megas.
But I do love the Tapu one where they do the fist crush.
Yes.
And also, it does, what is it, like 75% guaranteed?
Yes.
That's, huh?
Yeah. And then Nature's Madness does 50 guaranteed. Or it just does 50% in general. Do you know what Z Belly Drum does?
No.
It fully heals you and then uses Belly Drum. I learned that today.
It's a shame it's not the other way around.
I know.
I was like, that's good. Is that good? I guess it's better than...
It's kind of a waste of a Z move.
Yeah, a little bit.
But people be using it on like Smogon and stuff, so...
God, I did not do competitive during Sun and Moon. I think I just played with like you. We tried to do the battle tree.
Oh yeah.
Did not go well.
No, the dude. Well, making competitive Pokemon in general in Pokemon games is like not fun at all. Doing all of the like breeding and the like rolling the dice. And,
I honestly kind of enjoy it now. Like in Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet, I've made so many Pokemon that are like competitively viable, and I just never use them because I'm just like, holy shit, I can get the resources to like make this one good, like make this shiny, like not have terrible IVs.
well, yeah, it's easier now with the bottle caps and stuff. I guess I was thinking of like in when was Super Training introduced? That was Gen 6, right?
Yes,
So Gen 5 is when you would have to do all of the like hard labor to get a
like
6
the
IV.
power bands.
Yeah, 6 IV, perfect EVs, perfect hidden abilities, egg
Yeah.
moves, like just give me the ability to like talk to an NPC and be like, I want this, 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 and this, and then just like pump steroids into my Pokemon.
Seriously though, yeah.
Just
I need you guys to run faster, jump higher.
You've played Pokemon Showdown, that like one website.
That one website. Yeah, I've played Showdown.
You know what Showdown is?
Of course.
Okay. I want that. I want the Pokemon Showdown.
I was just
interface.
about to say, it's insane that Pokemon has not released like a central competitive game for Pokemon. It's always just like what the main it's always just what like the main games are, but it's never like there's never like a battle revolution that's like the competitive standard.
If they were smart, they would buy Pokemon Showdown and just run Pokemon Showdown.
I'm sure they can make it look way nicer,
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure they could too.
but they won't.
No. How is that even legal? How is Pokemon Showdown legal?
That's a good question. I really don't know.
But I need to start paying attention to the competitive scene a little more, especially with Legends coming out. If they keep it to where like it's actually online battles and like not just wild area battles like they did in Legends, then it'll be worth paying attention to. It'll be kind of disappointing if they make a whole new game where they bring something back like Megas and they don't open up for...
That's true. You like only use them on wild Pokemon?
Yeah, they don't open it up for competitive battling. That would be real. That would be it.
God, I hope that catching style comes back. Please.
Oh, just like chucking balls?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. When I found out that that wasn't coming back in Scarlet and Violet,
Yeah.
I was like, guys, for once you've made like a step in the right direction. Let's keep this ball rolling.
I know, and not only did they take a step back with that, but with the shinies too. They were like, colorblind people?
Oh yeah.
Fuck you. You're not going to be able to see what Pokemon... You can't even hear it. Just be better. Just see saturation.
Yeah, how about you just look better? Have you ever tried that?
Is that a shiny Wattrel? I don't know. Catch it and find out. That's the only way you're going to find out. It's
I
not
tried
going to ding at
hunting
you.
for a shiny Tadbulb. It's impossible.
I tried to. Also, it's also impossible because the spawn locations for a Tadbulb are terrible.
I was going to say because it's impossible to identify it.
I'm patient enough to identify it. I'm not patient enough to run through water. Because the, like, mechanics for like riding in water are, like, different than riding on the land. Because it's, like, a little wibbly.
Oh, yeah. There's, like, drift almost.
Yeah. I hate it. So do you think it'll be gyms, trials?
Ooh. There were no gyms in Arceus.
No, there was not. And we're also gonna... It's in a city. So
I bet it's going to be, like, development projects. Like, that's going to be the progression system.
So give me an example.
Like, this trial is going to be, like, help build or, like, get research for the, like, community center, and then you go around and like ask NPCs stuff.
Riveting.
Okay, well, you asked me to come up with something on the spot.
No, I was just because I'm thinking
maybe you have to fight an Ursaring barehanded.
No, but the thing is you're probably right. Is it probably will be something like that. And I was actually thinking about that earlier, is in every Pokemon game, the protagonist is given the opportunity to become the strongest in their region, or in some cases in their universe. Like in cases of Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, when they travel through dimensional doors and catch whatever re- Ultra Necrozma,
Mm-hmm.
fighting light itself. And even in Legends Arceus, I mean, you go and fight God and also Garantina. But I'm wondering in this game, is the protagonist going to have the opportunity to become that kind of like legendary figure that every other protagonist has had? Because in this setting, there's no gym system, so it's not going to be like, oh, I have all 8 gym badges and I beat the Elite Four, I'm the champion. It's not going to be that. And like in Legends Arceus, there was like these wild, super strong Pokemon we can't tame. You beat them. Wow, that's awesome. Like there's like these trials that are like proving that you are simply built different. But like, what are they gonna do in a city setting to make me feel like I've climbed the ranks? So I'm wondering if it'll be like a battle tower type of thing, which would be kind of boring. But like, I can't think besides you straight up fighting 100% Zygarde or whatever they're gonna do with that. Besides fighting the legendary of the game, like what is the thing the protagonist is gonna get to do that's gonna be like stand above the rest?
That's a good point. Because in Legends, you're like the boy who traveled through time.
You travel through time. You have a cell phone
That
you can contact
you
God.
have God on speed dial.
You have God on speed dial. And even in like original Pokemon Platinum, you literally travel to the Distortion world and fight like the God of Antimatter and all this crazy stuff. You fight Cynthia, which is one of the hardest, like
Satan.
one of the hardest trainer battles in general. But I guess we'll have to see when like trailers come out as things progress.
What's it gonna look like?
What's it gonna be? What do you want it to look like? What compared to a game? All right,
This is the easiest layup.
I knew you were gonna say Xenoblade.
Or Rebirth. 7 Rebirth looks incredible. That's another one.
What system is that on though? Aren't they making a new
PS5?
New Switch? New Switch is coming out now.
Oh yeah, there's all the stuff about that coming out next year. There's a ton of patents.
Switch 2. Can't wait to spend $500.
I'm pretty sure a lot of the leaks say that it has like PS4 era processing power, which
Yippee.
is better.
Why do they do this? Nintendo is like one of the biggest companies, yeah?
Yeah.
Why don't they go all out? It can't be for money.
Well,
I mean, if it's cheaper to manufacture, I guess. But.
I mean, no, that's mainly it. Is because it's such like it's a very kid-friendly system, so like young people are obviously going to want to get it. So you want that low price range.
I guess. But then there's the adults that are like, I'm also playing this, and what is this garbage?
Yeah, exactly. It's like they need to release like Switch Baby and Switch Adult like at the same time.
And that's the other thing with like Pokemon too, with the whole like, who's the target audience? Because like, who's the target audience for Pokemon?
They need to realize, I'm sure they do at this point, they're just not good at expressing it. It's everybody. Like,
it is.
Everybody is the target audience.
Which is crazy to think about. And like, they don't make the games to fit that, in my opinion. Like the story like this is what's kind of crazy to me. The gameplay itself for Pokemon is so complex that you have to be intelligent in some way to completely grasp everything that you're doing. With like any RPG, when it comes to like equipping weapons or like changing your stats or knowing typings, or like you have to be comprehensible. You have to know things. But like the story is so like, you're taking my Pokemon, stop them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The writing is like, even when I was watching Concierge, like some of the writing,
which is so cute, by the way.
Yes, I loved it. But like some of the writing during the Pikachu episode, I was just like, I get it. It's for kids. I know.
Yeah.
You can leave me be.
Yeah. That's how I felt playing through Scarlet and Violet. Was like, we get it, you were bullied. and now you're bullying.
They need to go hardcore with their stories. They need to start and like your mom gets decapitated, and it's like, oh shit.
I want Dark Souls, but Pokemon.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You Dark Souls?
I want Pokemon, but no. What I want, truly want in a Pokemon game, is first off, I want the story to be. It doesn't have to be like completely adult, like people are getting murdered, and it doesn't have to be that, but it can be like people are being hurt.
Yeah.
People are getting sick. People are being attacked. Pokemon are getting sick. Pokemon are fainting.
Pokemon are dying.
Sure. Yeah. Things that are like a threat, quote unquote.
They've said like talked about like Pokemon passing away and shit.
They have, and as I'm saying that they don't do dark stuff, I also remember that in Pokemon Y, Lysander's literal goal is to kill everyone.
And then in what was it? In the oh, do you spell bleach?
No. That's getting cut. Just in the middle of the pilot, do you spell bleach?
5 hours later, we're both just.
Oh shit! Oh no!
In one of the Oraz comics, there's a panel of Zinnia getting impaled by Rayquaza.
Oh my gosh! I feel like I've seen that.
And then in one of the old like Red and Blue comics, I'm pretty sure like Arbok get like chopped in half.
I have that manga. I was gonna say, yeah, the manga is definitely darker than the main story, but they can easily do that. Like, okay, but remember in Pokemon Lucario and the Mysteries of Mew, when they talked about that like literal Pokemon war between two nations or whatever, and there was all blood and the one guy ended up sacrificing himself. Why don't we get that? Give me some Pokemon wars. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? I mean, that would be tragic. But, like, opening up the game and you're, like, in a world that's riddled with war.
Dude, this panel... What is Rayquaza's problem? He stabs her and then hyper beams her.
Oh my gosh. Have you seen the theory that people are Pokemon?
Yeah, I'm going to ignore that one. Because it upsets me.
Why does that upset you?
Because it's gross.
Why is it gross? It kind of
isn't it like it started with people in Pokemon breeding with each other?
No, I think the theory.
Although that's just canon.
Ew.
In the Sinnoh library, remember the book?
No.
There's a book in Canaliv City. There's a book in the library that talks about like how in English it's like people and Pokemon used to work together and like be close, but the Japanese text is like they got married.
Wow. But no, so the theory that I was originally like thinking about was the fact that like people can get hit by Pokemon attacks and not just instantly die. Like there's like a health bar
where like some kids like Magikarp or something gets hit by like thunder
and
by like
just
a Zapdos,
fucking roasted,
and he's like, "Oh, you fainted. Oh, get back in the ball," and it doesn't work, and he's like, "Magikarp."
That's so tragic.
I need that. I need like a slow like. Why isn't he moving?
Oh, okay. So this was something I was gonna say. In things I want in a Pokemon game, I want a difficulty setting.
Yeah, because I'm gonna set that shit to the max.
Mm-hmm. I want to struggle. I don't want to beat every gym leader on my first try. Like I want to lose. Like if I like, because there's people who go into brand new Pokemon games as Nuzlocke because the games are so easy that they like. Just a regular playthrough is nothing because you can just spam items in game or in the battle or like it's too easy. So there needs to be like a difficulty setting for sure.
My problem is the AI. That's like my biggest thing.
That's
the
where
AI is so dumb. Like if I pick Maniac, I need this AI to like like read what I'm gonna click and like use U-turn or like pursuit and
Yeah.
like, oh my
I want
god.
it to make predictions for sure. I would want it to.
Dude, Cynthia's AI in BDSP was crazy. I used Thunder and she switched in a Gastrodon. I was like, what? I was like, where'd you learn that?
Dude, if you ever, which you won't, but if you ever play through like Radical Red, that would be like AI that I would want in a regular game, because it has that like mentality of like what the game does. The AI knows your moveset and what items you have. It doesn't know what moves
Ooh.
you're gonna click, so it doesn't know what your attacks are gonna
But
be.
it knows the move pool.
It knows the move pool, and it knows what four you have, so it knows like, oh, that, and it does damage calcs, so it knows how much it's going to take from each move. So it's basically like it sees the moves, and if it sees an Oko or if it sees you're going to click Thunderbolt, it's going to switch or whatever.
Oh my god.
It's like crazy. I want that. I want,
Yeah.
like, and it's not difficult to the point where like I can predict what the AI is going to do because I know how it behaves, but it still doesn't make it easy. Like, I'm still going to lose the fight because the AI is just, they just have better Pokemon. They're just better. Make the games difficult, pretty please.
Well, that was almost an hour.